All right, good afternoon. Happy Monday. Boom. That's what Karinder Singh says. Hello, Karinder. Thanks for joining. Stephen Healy's out there as well. Thanks, Stephen, for wishing us a great show as he does every week. And here's wishing that you all had a fantastic weekend. What'd you do over the weekend? Tell me what you did here in Sarnia, Lambton, or wherever you are watching in the world. I was away for the weekend, so didn't get to enjoy anything here in Sarnia, but I know, as always, lots happening, and it's a happy Monday. I love Mondays. I say it every week. Every Monday is a good Monday because I get to talk to some fantastic people who are going to be joining me here. Hello, Mr. David Burrows. Oh, thank you, Karinder. Appreciate the mister. I'm glad I deserve that. And Dom. Oh, hey, Dom's out there as well. Hello, my good friend Dom. You can check out his Facebook page and group called Talking MS. He's a BeLive user as well and a live streamer talking about multiple sclerosis. Always glad to have you here, Dom. Appreciate that. Let's see. What else we got out here? Well, we'll just go through everybody and say, wishing great show. Thank you, Stephen. Yeah, Karinders. Boom. There we are, right? And there's Dom. Hello, Dom. Hope you're having a good day, Dom. Who else? Oh, Dan Vandenberg. Hello, Dan. How are you? Thanks for joining today. I watched the hockey, so oh, yeah. All right. So Karinder was asking me before I get into some of the local stuff here, and my three guests that are coming up. We've got a full hour to talk to you here. Okay, so if you've been following along in the hockey world, the St. Louis Blues lost last night to Boston. And, well, Karinder, I think, is going for Boston. Some people are going for Boston. I'm not. I'm going to spill it out. Like, I've never been a big NHL hockey watcher. I haven't really been a big sports watcher, even though I talk about sports and stuff. But this year in particular, I really wanted to watch it. I do pay attention. I can't tell you all their names. I can't tell you where they're from. It doesn't matter to me. I do like watching a good game of sports, though. So there you go. But I am going for St. Louis simply because, based on what I know about them, I think they deserve to win. It's been a really long. Have they ever? See, there you go. I don't know, but I don't think they've ever. And if they have, it's like a bazillion years ago. And I just would like St. Louis to win. I don't really care either way. Do you really care? Why do you care? I don't know. Sports fans are interesting, aren't we? But I really want St. Louis to win. So there you go. I'm putting St. Louis out there. What's really big and important tonight, though, in Canada, the Toronto Raptors. This is it. Do they win it all tonight? The parade's already set for Toronto tomorrow. I'm thinking a lot of people are feeling ill tomorrow morning and calling in sick to work. This is so huge for the Toronto Raptors to win the NBA Finals. We're talking like they already have. This is not just about Toronto. This is not just about Ontario. All of Canada is celebrating the Toronto Raptors getting to the NBA Finals. And to beat the Warriors, who have won it 2 years in a row. To be the ones who stopped them and to be Toronto. Yeah, it's going to be fantastic. 9 o'clock Eastern tonight, it'll be on. I will be somewhere in this city watching it. And it's bigger than the hockey right now for Canadians. If you ever thought you would have said basketball more important than hockey for Canadians. Anyway, good luck to all the people involved. It's a great sports time. And then, speaking of sports, tomorrow they'll be announcing the lineup schedule for the Sarnia Sting. It starts September. And their first game will be against the Hamilton Bulldogs, but they'll be releasing the full schedule tomorrow. So I'll have that out there for you as well. And yes, I will be back at the Sarnia Sting, all the home games once again. We'll have some exciting new things that we're going to be doing to share Sarnia Sting information as well. Who else is out there? Oh, Karinder, you're not going to be a fan of the people watching here in Canada because you're a Golden fan too. You're going for Boston. Get out of here. I'm just kidding. There's Kelly Shoddy, who's on the wrong page to comment with FBI notification. What's an FBI? I think you meant Facebook. You guys got to slow down your typing. FBI notification that went to Raptors. All right. Perfect. Oh, we got bells and whistles going off everywhere. All right, let's get to the picture before my first guest arrives, and I'm running behind late. Here in Sarnia, Lambton, June is Recreations and Parks Month, and as you can see there, the City of Sarnia has a full schedule lined up of things to do for recreation and parks here in Sarnia, Lambton. All the parks, Germain Park, Kenneterre Park, Centennial, and everywhere in between, Tecumseh Park. Speaking of Tecumseh Park, this is the official, rewind, we're live, you can't change nothing. There you go. The Recreation and Parks Month, the kickoff today, the Cox Youth Center Pool and Spray Park is open as part of the June Parks and Recreation, or Recreation and Parks Month. I'll get it. You know when I'll get it right? When it's over at the end of the month. June Recreation and Parks Month, and the Cox Youth Center is now open, and National Gardening Day is coming up. And it's really, we have I think we have something like 210 parks here in Sarnia, Lambton. And that's fantastic to see them being utilized and taken care of. Yes, Kelly, I know you meant Facebook. I'm just giving you a hard time. So Recreation and Parks Month, you can go to sarnia.ca to get information. Just go to sarnia.ca and go to Things to Do. And there's a whole list of things to do. Nothing to do in Sarnia. Gotta get off the couch. I know I say that once in a while, but I still run into people who say there's nothing to do in Sarnia. There is. That's all there is to it. Really happy to talk about this one. My friends down at Village Gardens, that may be where I'm going to watch the game tonight. I have friends at Brownstones will be having the game on the big screen, and Bad Dog will be full. Pretty where anywhere there's a big TV is going to be busy tonight with the Raptors game on. But every Wednesday, once you get through the Raptors and you've celebrated, maybe you've gone to the parade, whatever happens, Wednesday, you have to drag yourself up probably if you had too much fun. But Wednesday nights, open mic, live music at Village Gardens here. My friend Julie Pyatt, who owns that, has our friend, he laughs at it, Doug Fergie Ferguson. We have a Fergie here in Sarnia. Yes, we do. And he plays music, and he welcomes all of you to come out with your guitars and instruments every Wednesday night. Village Gardens over there on Easter. They also have a fantastic restaurant during the day, and that starts at 9 o'clock every Wednesday evening. And I think that's where I'm going to be for Raptors tonight. I don't know. We'll see. The Big Brothers Big Sisters always putting on fundraisers to help support their organization. The Big Brothers Big Sisters will be having a Hawaiian luau on the Duke d'Orleans this June 14th. Yeah, Friday, June 14th. You can get your tickets for that. They're only $30 a person, and that includes music and pizza. Who doesn't like pizza? Who doesn't like music? Music provided by DJ Discreet. And that happens, again, this Friday, June 14th from 7 o'clock till 10 p.m. Cash bar on there. They got an ATM on there. Say hello to Ken and Sherry and Jim down there in the Duke d'Orleans. I've been putting cruises on there for 30 years. Last year was my 30th year. And sad to say, I won't be able to have the karaoke cruise this year. But that doesn't mean you can't get out there and enjoy the Duke d'Orleans and support the Big Brothers and Big Sisters. Their Hawaiian luau. Every time I think Hawaiian, I think of Don Ho and Tiny Bubbles. Do some of you even know what I'm talking about? All right. Get out there, support the Big Brothers Big Sisters Association this weekend. This one I'm excited to talk about. My friend Ian Linton, who I met about 4 or 5 years ago, a young rapper, his desire to become a rapper and a musician, and he's been going strong. A clean, positive message rapper, I might add. We've had him out at Captain Kid Days several years in a row for the Youth Talent Showcase. He's probably going to make an alumni appearance, but he's putting on his own shows. He's away at school now, but he's back here for the summer, and he's going to be at the Overflow Cafe. This is at 850 Colburn Road here in Sarnia. Invincible Life. Invincible Life. This young man, Ian, has gone through many different struggles personally, and he's pushed forward. He's been on the show to talk about it, so I'm not saying anything that I shouldn't be, but he's done fantastic. Very proud of our friend Ian, and he's going to be performing his music of, it's some rap, but then he's kind of switching things up a little bit, some progressive rock kind of stuff, Linkin Park kind of style. Get out there and support him this Saturday. I wish I could be there, Ian. I'm going to be out of town, otherwise I'd be there to see it perform, but you folks can get out there and see him. Again, that's June 15th, this Saturday, 4 o'clock at the Overflow Cafe. We talked about this last week. I can't even talk today. Let's just start the whole show over. Chrissy Primer is coming to Pretty Ideal You. She is talking about transforming yourself from the inside out. And Chrissy Primer, Pretty Ideal You. Tickets for this, $50, and proceeds from this going to support the Sarnia Lambton Rebound here. Another fantastic organization that supports our youth. And that's coming up on June the 22nd. Christy was here last week. She's got a lot of energy. If just listen to her talk, and she's quite funny, I have to say too. So you can expect a lot of entertainment and humor in her speaking presentation. And our friend Stephanie Purdy, of course, she's going to be there to hang out with you as well. The City of Sarnia, Rachel Vayu was here last week. She was talking about this one. I'm really sad I can't be the MC for this one this year because it was so much fun. But the Battle of the Bands needs you. Youth, ages 21 and down. I think down about 15 to 21 is what they're looking for. If you know someone who's a musician, has a band, the Battle of the Bands needs you. It's happening June the 28th at the beautiful Suncor Agora here in downtown Sarnia. And here's the cool part. Winners of this will get to play Canada Day that weekend. The weekend. It's a Monday this year. You get extra long weekend. The winners will get to play Canada Day. And just announced last week, Rachel said the winners will also get to be an opening performance act at Blue Water Border Fest. How exciting is that to be able to play third year for Blue Water Border Fest, I must say, and some nice bragging rights. So reach out if you want to get in touch with Rachel. You just go to the City of Sarnia website, sarnia.ca, which the city has their beta version, I believe, of the new website. It's looking pretty good. So check that out. Battle of the Bands, June 28th. And also last week we had Caitlin Clark here, local boxer, championship. You know, we have several championship boxers that live right here in Sarnia Lambton. Caitlin Clark, she just come back from winning, and she's excited to once again this year the Blue Water Boxing Club will be hosting the Scotland boxers. Yes, all the way from Scotland coming here to Sarnia. It's Banger in the Hangar on July the 20th, and Caitlin will be fighting there. My friend, my friend Steve Weibel is going to be boxing as well. He's as old as me. Way to go, Steve. I'm really proud of you. So exciting things coming to Sarnia. Next one there, July 20th, the Banger in the Hangar. And of course, the one we've been talking about, where did my lips go today? Talking about the Tall Ships celebration coming to Sarnia in August in collaboration with Artscape and Blue Water Border Fest. This is going to be an amazing weekend, August 9th through the 11th. Of course, Mark Perrin has been here, and we've announced some of what is coming. The Classic Rock Weekend, of course, happening at Blue Water Border Fest. Lou Graham is going to be here. Guys from Asia, Night Ranger, and Dennis DeYoung from Styx is going to be here. It's incredible that these guys are still going and still got the talent that they have. You can get tickets for that. We will have some ticket giveaways here for Blue Water Border Fest as well. And of course, Artscape is all a part of this, and we'll have some of the artists joining us here. We will from Artscape, some of the artists from Artscape, and we'll have some of the artists from Blue Water Border Fest joining us here, and some special things from the Tall Ships. It's probably like Captain, and we've got some pirates coming. I can tell you, right? What movie does a pirate go see? One that's rated R. Okay, I'm not a comedian. You're shaking your head out there. Okay, it was a dad joke, or maybe it was just a bad dad joke. All right, as we continue on with many things happening here in the City of Sarnia, my first guest is going to come in and join us now. The Strangway Centre is celebrating 30 years here in Sarnia Lambton. What is the Strangway Centre? What does it have to offer, and why are we celebrating it? my first guest, Rebecca Mills, joining me here. Hello.
Hi, David. How are you?
Are you there?
I am. Can you hear me?
Oh, yes, I can hear you.
Okay, good.
Thanks for joining me today. It's been some time. How are you keeping?
Good. How about you?
Doing fantastic.
Yeah.
This is a really exciting time. Like, I didn't even realize the Strangway, like 30 years is quite some time for the existence of this center. And the Strangway Centre has seen quite a lot of changes over the years.
Definitely, yeah. Probably, I would say the biggest change, not that I've obviously been here the entire 30 years, but the biggest change would be that we opened up as a center for adults 55 plus, and in the last 10, 15 years or so, we've switched to adults 20 plus. So there's definitely the majority of the people that come here are 50 plus, but we're a recreation center for adults 20 plus now.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about that, because I think there's still, and we've had the discussion before, there's still maybe that label that you say Strangway Centre and you think seniors, right? Yeah,
definitely. A lot of people, I think, hear Strangway and they think seniors are playing cards, and all those things are wonderful, of course, but we've expanded to have other adults 20 plus come into the center now, and we have a huge variety of activities. I was just counting the other day. I think we have, in a given year, we probably run definitely over 60 different activities and events in a year.
Wow. That's keeping you busy.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So anything from like tons of different exercise classes. We have a woodworking shop. We have a cafe. We do language courses, art courses. We still, of course, have cards and shuffleboard and carpet bowling. We have billiards. We have almost anything and everything you're looking for in recreation.
Right. Well, let's talk about the younger demographic there for just a few moments. What kind of things are happening there for that younger generation?
So we do programming in the evenings, and we do some on Saturday mornings. We're actually going to be expanding our Saturday morning programming in the fall. We're trying to reach the people who are working kind of 9 to 5, Monday to Friday sort of thing. But we the activities that are more popular among the younger crowd would be pickleball and our exercise classes, and some of the language courses are popular as well too. We run a lot of the language courses in the evening, so people traveling or who might need some French for work or something like that, those are popular with the younger crowd.
Okay, fantastic. Now, is this a membership thing or members only, or how do you become a part of the Strangway Centre?
So you don't have to be a member to come here. Anybody 50 plus can purchase a membership, and what that does is it supports the center and it saves you some money on programming. But anybody 20 plus can come to the center. You just pay the non-member fee. Membership saves 15% on registered activities and some other savings as well. But you don't have to be a member to come here. It's completely optional.
Okay. And I noticed the activities are not always just local, but you often plan like out of town, I guess, bus trips, right?
Yeah, we do day trips as well. We do about one a month. They're quite popular, and we try to pick some different areas. It's amazing what you can do within 3 hours of Sarnia. Most of the time we stay in Canada, but we do some into the States as well too. We just went to Henry Ford at the end of April. This week we're going to see Annie at the Drayton Festival. Next month we're doing Goderich area, so we try to keep busy, and people that might not be able to get out of town don't have the transportation, or they just don't want to deal with the headache of doing the travel themselves. They come along with us, and we take care of the travel for the day.
Yeah, I got to say I'm a little jealous sometimes because I haven't been able to make it onto one of those trips. I'm always busy doing something else, but I get the newsletter, and it's incredible to see that facility that was put together 30 years ago, constantly being used. And, I drive by there a lot. There's a lot of traffic going on in there. It's being well used.
For
and
sure.
One great location right beside Germain Park.
Oh, exactly. Yeah. And it's so beautiful, especially in the summer, to get out to the park. And it's nice and central. We've got lots of parking, and it's a great place to come to. I think so, at least. I might be biased.
Yeah, well, maybe a little. I noticed I've popped in there for lunch on occasion for the cafe, which is wonderful. I remember the first time I walked in there, they kind of looked at me like, "Where'd this guy come from?" I was in the tie and everything, but it was so welcoming. Everybody like pull up a chair, sit down, and I did notice some guys. There's a pool table there as well.
Yep. Yeah. Most afternoons there's a group playing pool. And it's mostly men, but of course women are welcome too. There used to be a ladies league actually that played, but yeah, everybody is welcome to come play pool. That's $2.25 if you're a member, $5 if you're a non-member, and they play for 2 or 3 hours or so.
Fantastic. I'm going to be there one of these days, and maybe those guys will teach me how to play. Let's move on to the celebration. 30 years at the Strangway Centre here in Sarnia. Certainly something to celebrate. And I see you're going to have some music, guys that I particularly like. The Borderlite Trio is going to be there.
Yeah, so it's kind of a two-part event. So in the morning, we're having 11:30 to 1:15. We're having a ceremony and showcase. So we'll have a little ceremony, kind of just a few dignitaries speaking about the center and whatnot. Of course, we're going to have cupcakes. Wellings of Corunna is donating cupcakes. And then we're going to have a showcase. So our choir is singing, our ukulele group, and then our line dancers are going to perform. Then we'll have a little break, about 45 minutes or so we can flip the room over. And then from 2 to 4, there's a free dance, and Borderlite's going to be performing. We've had them multiple times for different events, and we always love to have them back. They're very popular.
Yeah, John Tierney and the boys, they definitely know how to entertain, and they'll fit right in there. That's for sure.
Yeah, the line dancers love them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
What does it take to keep the Strangway Centre going? Let's talk that evil word, money. Where is this all funded by obviously the memberships and stuff, but this completely funded by the city, or where does that come from for support?
There's money also that comes. We're a seniors active living center as well, and just on that side note, June is Seniors Month as well as Recreation Parks Month. So we are one of, I think there is over 300 seniors active living centers in Ontario. So that's kind of the piece on, especially why I know we're the adults 20 plus now, but part of the reason why we still maintain that membership piece is so we can get that funding as well too, to be a seniors active living center. So that's provincial, but we do some grants as well. And then we are a City of Sarnia facility, part of Parks and Recreation. And of course there's user fees. So membership helps with that, but programming, there's a fee for all programs. Pretty much there's a fee per program, so that helps cover the costs for it as well too. Right.
Now you have to keep in your job, you got to keep being creative and how to keep people interested. Do you take feedback from the members there, or where do you pull all that from to come up with all these new and wonderful ideas?
We take feedback from the members, but we also sometimes have instructors pitch to us programs. And one of the other things that I think a lot of people do in recreation is we keep an eye out for what other centers are doing, other places, and we steal ideas from them. And it's the best way, to figure out what's working for people and whatnot. And we're a member of the Older Adult Centers of Ontario too, and it's a great organization to be a part of. And people are always emailing in there, looking for feedback, ideas and whatnot. So we get a lot of great ideas from other communities too.
Okay. Well, it's okay to be a copycat as long as you're copying good ones.
Exactly. Hopefully some people copy us too.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah. Well, it's interesting because with the two different age groups going on there, you have to become quite eclectic, I guess, as to what to put on there. Is there some research, or is it just you kind of get a feel, or?
There would be, I guess it would be considered research looking. I'd like to, every once in a while, especially during before planning season, like right now we're planning fall, winter, and spring. And so I like to just take a look, see what else is out there, ask the other centers questions, what's working, what's not working. And we're always keep in contact with our instructors too, try to switch things up. I keep an eye on, how well programs are doing registration wise and whatnot. Is it better to move it to a different time, that sort of thing. So it's, I guess, constantly sort of looking for feedback.
Yeah, because the community is involved in this as well, because I noticed that you often have local people come like as guest speakers to different things as well, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's our Facts and Chat series. So we have different speakers come in to talk about a wide variety of topics, anything from, planning for retirement financially to we've had philosophy speakers in, speakers from the Alzheimer's Society, a variety of topics, just what people might be looking for in the community. And that's one of the programs we do offer for free. And it's on hiatus for the summer now, but it goes basically middle of September to the end of May. It's Wednesday mornings from 10 to 11, and that one is free.
Okay, fantastic. So tell everybody when this is happening.
So it's next Tuesday, June the 18th. 11:30 to 1:15 is the ceremony and showcase. And then the dance is from 2 to 4. It's free, but we do ask you pre-register just so we make sure we have enough chairs, enough cupcakes, and all the logistics, of course. We wouldn't want you to be short a cupcake. So definitely contact us. You can give us a call at 519-332-0656 to register or stop by, and we'd be happy to see you.
Well, that's fantastic. And we'll make sure we share all that information, everybody, post
Perfect.
the show, so you can reach out to Rebecca or whoever answers the phone there and let them know that you're going to be there. Is there anything else, Rebecca, that you want to put out there to everybody before I let you go?
I don't think so, but I mean, other than, if you can't come for the open house and you haven't come to see us, just stop by for a tour sometime. We're happy to show you around. You can get a copy of our summer recreation guide, and we hope to see you soon.
Fantastic. Rebecca, thanks so much for your time. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Yeah, you too. Thanks.
All right. Rebecca Mills joining us here. Always happy to have her join us. She's brings lots of energy, and there's always something fun for her to talk about when she gets here to talk about. This time, Strangway Centre here in Sarnia, celebrating 30 years. Whew, where does the time go? Fantastic community center here, the Strangway Centre, right over by Germain Park. I mentioned that earlier. Germain Park, I got to say, it's one of those parks that often gets missed because you just can't really see it from the road, I think. But it's a beautiful park. Lots of activities going on there. Strangway Centre, get out there and have some fun. Borderlite Trio, another shout out to them. And of course, you can't have a celebration without cupcakes. I'm going to have lots of cupcakes here. I'm going to do the cupcakes and Borderlite Trio. I'm there. All right. Well, moving on to more things happening here in the city of Sarnia. This one is another first for the city of Sarnia, and they're looking like they're ready. Here come my friends Dale and Amy from Age-Friendly Sarnia. How you guys doing today?
Good. How are you?
Can you see us okay?
Well, it's a little dark, but we can see Amy.
Okay.
That's the important part.
That's
Okay.
the
Oh, I see. Okay, now. Are you
yeah.
ready?
You guys
Okay.
are pros at this now. I got you completely trained on how to join the show.
Can you hear us?
I can hear you. Yes.
Okay, good.
Good.
Age-Friendly Sarnia. Boy, this has been quite a journey for Age-Friendly Sarnia, and now coming into the first Age-Friendly Expo.
Yes.
What kind of thing? What is the Age-Friendly Expo? And before we even get into that, of course, I understand it, but I think there's still a lot of people trying to understand what exactly is Age-Friendly Sarnia.
Well, Age-Friendly Sarnia is a big initiative that we took part in at the City of Sarnia, where we basically did a research project with about 1,200 people within the City of Sarnia, mostly over the age of 55, but they were younger, asking how do we make this city better for people as they age. And we gathered a bunch of information. We had a consultant that did it, got a bunch of information back, and we created an age-friendly action plan. And based on that age-friendly action plan, we were able to implement different items, I guess, priorities that we were able to work on over the last about 2 years now. We're coming up on 2 years that we started the implementation process. There's about 75 volunteers and about 35 different agencies trying to make the City of Sarnia better for all ages, and so people can have an active and healthy aging within the city.
Well, I think it's important you say all ages, because we know that term age-friendly, it typically sounds like it's referring to an older demographic, if you will. But really, it is looking further ahead down the road for everybody to be able to progress in a positive way, I guess. And this isn't something that just has been created in the city of Sarnia. Other cities are doing this, right?
Yeah, it's part of the World Health Organization. Communities, it's basically a network of age-friendly communities. And the City of Sarnia received funding from the province of Ontario to actually, with the research phase and the implementation phase. So it's been a really good process. I think there's over 40 different other age-friendly cities throughout the province of Ontario. We just happen to be one of them. and we are actually one of the leaders, I would say now. So it's worked out really well over the last probably 3 years. We've started this. Yeah, we started, and now we're into 2019.
Yeah, and many local organizations becoming a part of this because like from housing and transportation to, well, as you say, there's basically 8 different elements to all of this.
8 different elements.
Sorry?
Yeah, yes, 8 different elements that are part of the whole age-friendly action plan.
Dale, can you name them all?
People ask me this all the time. I'm gonna housing, volunteering and employment, finance, health, transportation, outdoor spaces, and communication.
Right.
And I missed inclusion.
You're like the bartender that's supposed to know everything on tap. You got to know all those.
Hey, I usually do, but I had a piece of paper next to me, so.
Yeah.
I'm just giving you a hard time. I know you got a lot going on and a lot to remember, but it's all of those elements that we're going to see coming up here now at the first ever Age-Friendly Sarnia Expo. And we've got Amy here, who's our coordinator for Age-Friendly Sarnia. Thanks for being here, Amy. You got to be getting excited for this to happen.
Yes, I'm very excited. This is a great community event, and I think what I have enjoyed most is just the support. Everywhere I turn, it's very supportive, from our sponsors to the local businesses and agencies involved, volunteers that have signed up to help out with the day. So it's just been so great. We're really excited.
Yeah. Now this is happening at the Sarnia Arena, and like this is going to be full down there, right?
It'll be full, yes. And we've organized it all around those 8 categories of age-friendly. So guests to the event are able to walk in, be greeted by Tourism Sarnia Lambton and some system navigators. So if you have questions right from the get-go, you can talk to them and get answers on where you should go within the event. And then we have neighborhoods. So it's just like a little community. Neighborhoods to guide you through all your questions, whether it's housing or how to get involved in the community. Yeah, so it's very well organized for ease for the guests.
And this is a full day event, right? Like this starts at what, 10 o'clock?
Starts at 10 and goes right till 7 p.m. so that anyone working in the daytime can still have time after work to get to the event and visit.
Yeah. Now this has obviously taken a lot of planning and organizing, and I know yourself, Amy, and Dale, and I'm sure you've had some other help there too. But to put something like this massive together down there at the Sarnia Arena, it really kind of speaks to the volume to the importance of age-friendly in any community, but age-friendly Sarnia here. In this 3 years of this all coming together and then leading up to this point, would you say it's really having a positive impact and people are really starting to recognize the importance of age-friendly?
I think so. I think big events like this are definitely going to help. We're also launching at this event Age-Friendly Portal, which is going to be a one-stop shop for everybody to go and gain their different services in Sarnia Lambton. It includes Lambton as well. It's going to be at agefriendlysarnialambton.ca, where it, like I said, one-stop shop. So we're launching that there. I think with big initiatives like that, it's going to be, people are going to recognize it a little bit more. We've had a lot of other events in the past, and it seems like in all the different areas, but this is one of the, other than the summit, this is the one where we're bringing everyone together under one roof where we can do talk about age-friendly initiatives, and 100 vendors there. It's going to be a great event, and we're hoping that the community will support it and come out and gain the information they need.
Let's talk about the portal for just a second, because I think the first thing that comes to a lot of people's minds when we say portal, like what do we need a portal for? I have a portal. Haven't you heard of it? It's called Google.
Oh yeah.
So right. What's the difference there? What's the importance of this portal in our community?
Well, it's just one place where people can go. So if they have questions about the services in our community that they might want to know about. And again, it's organized with the 8 essential elements of an age-friendly community: the housing, the volunteering and employment, the transportation, we're going to keep going, outdoor spaces, civic participation, what did I miss? And social participation and inclusion. So all those different 8 elements, it's all organized under that. So if people have questions or they need to know the different services out there, they can go to this one stop and they can go and find out all the information they need organized under one website, which is, I think, and we heard that when we did our research, is people don't know where to get information across all 8 essential elements, gaps in their community. The number one gap that kept coming out was, how do I gain information? Where do I go to find out this information? So we solved that problem. 1, the expo is helping with that. And then 2, the portal is going to help solve those issues where people can just go and find out the information. And let's admit it, a lot of people don't go until they need it, right? They don't know where to go until they need it. So like housing, for example, unless you needed housing or your loved one needs housing, you're not going to go search it out. So now there's this portal where they can just go and they know that's where it's going to be.
So the importance of that, though, too, is, and I'm sure you guys have thought of this, is you got to let everybody know about the portal, but you got to hang the open sign out so they know it's there. So, of course, the expo is going to help with that. But beyond the expo, what kind of things would be happening in order for the community to know that this portal exists and there's access to finding out, like, help?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So what we did is there's a company that created the portal, but they also have a communication plan as far as getting that information out there. So hosting other events, we could do media releases. We can try to get articles, radio spots, social media, of course. There's lots of different ways that we can get that information out there, and that we're planning on getting out there.
And we're also focusing.
No, go ahead, Amy.
Okay, we're also focusing on train the trainer programs where people who work in the industry can have the opportunity to be trained on the website and how to use it with their clients. So It is for the community as well, but also those frontline workers.
A good example of one of those trainers is the library staff. So we have library staff that we're training where they're going to be able to use that portal and go on there and show their clientele or the people coming into the library about going to that one location to gain the information.
Well, that's an important factor, right? Because I think often it's the caregivers, for example, like my mother's not going to use it. It would be myself or her caregiver that needs to have access, and they're the ones that really need to be aware of it. And like you said, Dale, it's one of those things, until something happens to you directly, you don't really think about it. And then it often happens rather quickly. What do I do? Where do I go? So, and then I'm guessing too, like all the organizations that have attached themselves to the Age-Friendly Sarnia, they're going to take on some of that responsibility to make sure that through their organizations that it gets promoted out there.
Definitely. We have a really big network that we're able to tap into, which is really good. I also you mentioned one thing there that kind of triggered. Your mother doesn't use the internet or the website. However, we are creating a print resource too for those people who don't have access to the internet or websites where they can just have that. And we're using our network to able to distribute that print resource.
So this has been quite a journey. I know. Well, Dale, you've been involved right from the start, and Amy, you've recently joined it. Has it gone as well as you thought it would, Dale?
It's gone bigger than I thought it would go. A big part of that was, of course, hiring Amy. That was a huge part. Without Amy, we wouldn't have gone as big as it has gotten. So since the day that I first read Age-Friendly about 4 years ago and applied for a grant, it's gotten way bigger than I thought it would ever get. And I'm very proud of this initiative, and happy and proud of Amy and all the work she's done. So it's been a great initiative.
And since coming onto the project, it's amazing the work that has been done already, and the level of collaboration is unbelievable. So it's nice since I started is we get to go out into the community a lot now with, we had the housing fair, we were on your show for that, and now the expo. So it's nice to have that contact.
Mm-hmm. And we couldn't do it without all our volunteers too. And Dave, you're one of those volunteers, but we couldn't do it without our 75 different volunteers on all the different committees.
Yeah, and it's really just a lot of different types of resources on those committees coming in, and Amy, like you said, the collaboration. That's one of the things I've probably noticed most significantly about this project is the collaboration. And like I remember when we had the volunteers fair, it was like, wow, I didn't know you were involved, and I didn't know you were involved, and it was a bit surprising actually to notice who was there. But that's really what it takes to make something great happen. You got to surround yourself with great people who are passionate into what the project is. Moving forward after the expo, what's next for Age-Friendly Sarnia?
Well, what's next? Definitely, we're going to be applying for more grants to keep this thing going and moving forward. There's other things that we're looking into as far as making this community better. A lot of it has to do with inclusion of seniors into our community and better inclusion of seniors in the community. So there's a few things we're working on that. Snow removal, that's a big one. And we're working on something right now. We're not ready yet to kind of release the information, but that's going to be a big one we're working on. And hopefully in the fall, we'll have more information to release to people, but we're
that's okay, Dale. We really don't want to talk about snow right now.
Yeah, we're still thinking about it though here at the city. So preparing for 2020. What's that?
So you've really got to plan ahead for these things.
Yeah, you do. You do. You don't want to think about it, but we have to sometimes.
I think it's fantastic. Like you said, I know a lot of volunteers involved there, but Dale, on top of what you already do at the city, congratulations to you on the success. And Amy, of course, fantastic to you. You've done a fantastic job. I know that personally, so I just wanted to put that out there. But let's tell everybody once again where, what time, how much, all that stuff.
Okay, so this Thursday on the 13th from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. at the Sarnia Arena. Free event for all. It's really in all ages. If you have questions about where to volunteer, if you have questions about employment or aging in general, what supports are in place here, come on out, visit our vendors. We'll be launching our portal. You can get to know that, get some training on that right on site. We have a lovely video that's going to highlight the project and what it took to make this happen, as well as a speakers panel from people from Lambton Public Health, the Healthline, and City of Sarnia, as well as community members talking about the progress of building a portal for a community. So we also want to encourage everyone to use the park and shuttle. Parking is very limited downtown, and we have tried to make this as easy as possible for everyone. The buses will be at Canadian Tire, the casino, and Clearwater Arena. You just park your car there, jump on the bus, and it's going back and forth from the location to the event. Anything else?
Also, seniors ride free that day.
Yes.
All seniors ride free on city transit that day.
And who doesn't like free?
What's that?
Who doesn't like free?
Who doesn't like free? Free event, free city transit that day.
What about accessible for those who needed special accessibility needs, Dale? Is there transportation for that as well, or how's that look?
Yeah, all our city, I don't know if everybody knows this, and it's a good time to talk about it, but all our transit is actually accessible. So we're encouraging people, and this is fairly new within the last 3 years, where every single one of our buses and most of our infrastructure is accessible. So we're trying to get people who use those walkers, who use those wheelchairs, those scooters, to get on our buses and start using those where they can be more independent than having to wait for, say, caravan and those type of things. So all our buses, yes, they can transport using our our city buses.
Right.
So we're trying to get that more out there too.
Yeah. And I'm asking my friend Dom, who you know as well. He's out there and
Yeah, I know Dom. Yeah.
he's inquiring about that as well. So
He
that's
asked about that. Okay.
Sorry, what was that?
Dom asked about that. Okay. Yep.
Yep. That's good.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you both so much for being here. I'm really looking forward to being there, and I wish you all the great success. I know I got a good feeling about it because I know who's involved that's making this happen. It's going to be a great, fantastic turnout, and I will see you all soon.
Yes, we'll
See you soon.
See you soon.
Okay. Dale and Amy there from the City of Sarnia and Age-Friendly Sarnia, a fantastic project. One I am involved with, as Dale mentioned, and one I'm very proud to be a part of. I didn't quite get the whole big picture at the very beginning, but I felt a sense of who was involved with it, and that's what made me stay on board. And I was so glad that I did, because some great things are coming out of it. And it is this Thursday, June the 13th, the first ever Age-Friendly Sarnia Expo. Starts 10 o'clock in the morning. Get there early. Free bus transportation. You can go to agefriendlysarnia.com, or you can go to the Age-Friendly Sarnia Facebook page. In addition to, I will be there live streaming through off and on throughout the day, but throughout most of the day there to do interviews with. If you can't make it down there, you'll be able to watch live, ask your questions live to some of the folks that we're going to be interviewing. We'll be broadcasting some of the speakers as well. They're going to keep me busy, that's for sure. So come on down, get yourself out of the house, find out more about the age-friendly community and some of the services that you may not know about that have been in existence. And of course, the new portal put together by Age-Friendly Sarnia, a very key piece in all of the Age-Friendly Sarnia project. Amy and Dale, once again, thank you so much for joining me here today. All right. Who doesn't like a good market? You like going to the market? Well, every town's got to have one. And my friend Eve Morgan is here. You know Eve Morgan. I'm trying to get her on. We're live. Things are not working. Hang on. It's not your fault, Eve. It's me. All right. Stand by. There I am. And now Eve Morgan joining me.
Hey, Dave, how are you?
I've yet to have one go perfect.
You know what? It's all good. You know, you and I are, we know how it works behind the scenes, so things are never perfect.
When you're live, you just got to keep going.
Absolutely.
Eve Morgan, this, by the way, if you've never seen Eve Morgan, you've heard her voice, but this is Eve Morgan.
Is me.
Eve, you're every time I run into you at the station or out and about somewhere, you're always busy talking about something and promoting something. You're heavily involved in the community.
Absolutely. I'm really proud to be part of the Sarnia community, having lived here for 25 years now. And sometimes you look around and you think, hey, that would be great close to where I live. So that's what we're talking about today.
Yeah, and out in Brights Grove, sometimes you walk by and you go, there's a space that's not being used enough.
Absolutely. And of course, the shores of Lake Huron, just absolutely beautiful. And we started last summer with the Brights Grove Market, and it was more branded vendor focused. And, you know, they were the bread and butter of the market last year. And I'm so proud that they were part of it. And what we've done, what I've done over the winter time was actually apply for true farmers market designation, which then means you do have to have a certain number of local producers compared to your branded vendor or an artisan or something like that. So that's basically what we've established this year. And I'm
so what does that do for you, having that official title?
So having that official title means that if someone is looking for a farmer's market and they Google farmer's market and they come up with the Farmers Market Association, will be listed there as a farmer's market in Ontario, which is really kind of cool. So fill out the paperwork. You know, you make sure that you line up your vendors, your producers, and you go through a whole process. It goes through the City of Sarnia. It goes through the health inspector as well, because you do have to make sure you maintain a certain number. At least 50% of your producers have to be producers, as opposed to just your basic regular vendor.
Oh, okay. Wow. I had
Yeah.
no idea there was such a thing.
For it to be, so anyone can call themselves a market, but to actually be labeled as a farmer's market, you do have to have at least 51% of your vendors be local producers or producers.
Right. Okay, cool. So what kind of things are we going to see out there? I mean, besides the obvious.
Okay, well, so we've got some great producers. We've got Wise Beak Chicken. We've got Blue Water Beef. We have Alton Farms Estate Winery. We've got Chef Sheila Ward from Loca. We've got Taproots Green Gardens. And so getting further into that, Taproots, they're going to have their amazing pea shoots and their greens. And later on in the season, they'll have some squash and things like that, tomatoes as well. Wise Beak, of course, they're going to have their chicken. Blue Water Beef will have their beef. We also have the Great Lakes Refill Company. They are located in the downtown market downtown, and they've decided to join us for a couple of Wednesdays. Of course, the market is every Wednesday, starting on this Wednesday, June the 12th. What else do we have? We've got Kombucha Hound, which is awesome. I don't know if you know what kombucha is, but it's
Oh, yes, I do.
yeah, it's amazing. So we've got Alex from Kombucha Hound doing that, and we've also got some desserts as well, fancy tarts. And because it's the first market of the season, we want to create some hype and excitement and all that kind of stuff. So Libro is going to be coming out to the market and handing out $5 vouchers to shoppers, so that they can use them at any of the vendors that they choose, and those are while supplies last. We also have
Wow. So you mean well, I know they're not a bank, they're a credit union, but a financial institution is giving out money, basically.
Pretty much. And that's one of the things with Libro. Libro is a very community-focused banking institution, and they actually did come out to the market last year. And I contacted them again, and they said, absolutely, we want to come out. So yes, they're basically giving away $5 to various people at the market for them to spend, which is absolutely awesome.
Wow. And it's local. You mentioned wine in there. That's attractive.
Yes.
That's almost like bribery to get people out there.
Well, you know, we've got wine. We will have everything you need to get your table ready for dinner. So that's one of the things that I want people to remember, is that the market goes from 4 until 8 p.m. So on your way home, stop and shop. You can pick up your greens for your salad. You can pick up meat to throw on the barbecue. You can pick up some wine to complete your dinner, and there's even going to be desserts. Also, what's going to be happening, we've got Paul Ferreira, who is a musician. He's going to be playing at the market for some entertainment. So we're really, really looking forward to that too.
Who's that again?
His name is Paul Ferreira. He's a local musician here in Sarnia, and he plays acoustic guitar, and we're going to have him out there playing just to keep the entertainment factor going, and hopefully the market will be another very, very successful year.
Now, what made you decide to do this? I mean, I've known you a long time. We're friends, and I think, goodness, here she is doing like one more like, how many hours in a day for you?
Well, I don't sleep very much. I decided to do this because there wasn't something like this in Brights Grove, and I just thought, one of the things that that I love is that I have a lot of friends who are vendors, people that I've met over the years who I now consider friends. And for them, for a lot of these vendors, this is their bread and butter. This is their income. And it's just another way of giving back to the community by giving someone the legs and the support to stand on to make an income for themselves. And doing a market like this, it's something that's attractive. You can't really do it in the wintertime in Brights Grove, but it's certainly something that you can do in the summertime. Along the shores of Lake Huron, there's that beautiful walkway, so hopefully people walking by will just stop in. And if you're coming, bring your reusable bag, because that's always good too. But yeah, I just did this because I wanted to see a market in Brights Grove, and I saw how how many people really loved the market at the Blue Water Bridges, and it was more of a pop-up market when it started, which is kind of what this is too. But we
Yeah.
do have the designation, and I thought to myself, there's one all the way out in Point Edward. What about the folks here in Brights Grove and in Kamlaki?
Yeah.
They should be able to go to a market too. So here it is. It's Wednesday nights, 4 to 7 p.m., Kenwick on the Lake Park. I hope that it's going to be very successful, but it's local food and drink and
Right.
artisans, and we're hoping it's going to be a good time.
And you have a really supportive husband.
Yes, I do. Basically, I say,
Shout out to
Peter,
you,
I
Peter.
need this, and he helps me make it happen. And I think he knows who he married. I'm busy. I love being on committees and helping people organize things and all that kind of stuff. And it's important that you give back to your community. It's also very important for me that my children see that it's not just about living in your home. It's about living in the community and giving what you can. Some people have
Yeah.
money that they can give tons of. I don't. I have 3 children, so I can give my time, and I will happily do so.
I'm with you.
I think my problem is that I haven't learned the word no yet. Someday.
Yeah. So your husband and my wife have had that conversation with both of us.
Yes, they have. They have, thinking, okay, how do we get
No.
these people to just slow down a bit? But you know what? We've got lots of time to slow down. But for right now, it's nice to bring things like what you do and this market to the community for something else to do. It gets people out, gets people riding their bike over to the market, walking to the market with their dog or whatever,
Yeah.
and just coming out and just having a look. And it's nice to have that convenience in your own backyard where you can say, yeah, I'm going to go and pick up some greens or some chicken or whatever,
Well,
or maybe a bottle of wine.
and
in the park.
yeah, and there's a fellowship attached to it all, or a social aspect, right? Maybe you get out and you go for a walk and go, oh, I didn't know you lived down the street from me, or I didn't know you even lived out here in Brights Grove, or whatever the conversations look like. So it's just another opportunity for, because even though we're all part of the same community, I mean, Brights Grove, it's its own little community as well, right?
It is. But there are Grovites who had no idea that the market existed, and I've had a couple of different messages in my inbox saying, "Oh, I didn't know that you existed. I can't wait for the season to start." So, we are inviting everyone from all the way from Forest and Kamlaki and Petrolia to Brights Grove, Corunna, and into Sarnia to come on out at some point to the market. We are going to be running every Wednesday throughout the summer and pick up some local food and support local. It's very important to shop and support
Absolutely.
local because it is their bread and butter, and you want to make sure that everyone's doing well here in Sarnia-Lambton.
Perfect. Well, we'll make the trip out there, Jennifer and I, and I'll bring the camera and the microphone and we'll show it off there.
Absolutely, you'll have to. Absolutely, come on out anytime. And as I say, the whole community is invited to come out. We're really excited, and I think it's going to be another great market season.
Perfect. Eve, mwah, always nice to see you.
We'll talk to you again, Dave.
Thanks for doing this. Bye for now. All right, my friend Eve Morgan, you know her from 99.9 The Fox, but you should know her as a very busy member of our community and now putting on the Brights Grove Market starting this Wednesday. 4 to 7:30 is what it says there on the brochure. And again, we'll be sharing all of this after the show. In case you missed it, we'll have links. You can visit them on their Facebook page as well, the Brights Grove Market. And even here in Sarnia, you know what? It's a nice drive out there. Just head out Lakeshore Road. You get out there and you're going to be right on the beautiful waters. We really do live in an amazing community. Why not get outside and enjoy it? Bring the dog along for a walk, bring the kids. And there's going to be wine there. That's important. Thanks so much, Eve Morgan, for sharing that with us. And thanks to all of my guests who joined me here earlier. Rebecca Mills from the Strangway Centre, celebrating 30 years. You can also find them on Facebook. And then my friends Dale and Amy from Age-Friendly, the City of Sarnia, talking about the first ever Age-Friendly Sarnia Expo. And then, of course, once again, Eve Morgan talking about the Brights Grove Market. And don't forget, June is Recreation and Parks Month, so get outside and enjoy all the activities that the City of Sarnia has planned for you. And again, I want to give a shout out to my friends at Village Gardens, my friend Doug Ferguson, doing open mic every Wednesday now, 9 o'clock. Tonight, where will you be? Go Raptors. Canada is celebrating. They're already celebrating the win. Lots of people are calling in sick to work tomorrow. I'm telling you that right now. Go Raptors. You'll probably find me at Village Gardens watching it tonight. I'm excited. I want to say thank you to all of you and to all of my guests for joining me here tonight. That's all the time I got for you this week, everybody. Have a great week and an even better weekend. And I will see you next time right here on the show live. Bye for now.